today we are starting a new week, and our theme this week is historical fiction. So a lot of the stories that we are reading will have something to do with social studies or history or culture, and today's story is all about one of my favorite presidents, Abraham Lincoln. But it's a fictional story still, so it's not real. So if it's a little spooky, don't worry, it's not real, it's fiction. Abe Lincoln's Dream by Lane Smith. Abe Lincoln's Dream by Lane Smith. "1943. Fala wouldn't enter that room. 1968. Neither would Yuki. 1985. Or Rex. Some said they saw the ghost on the 12th of February, but on that day everyone was wearing stovepipe hats, so who could tell? Then one day, a girl, wandering from her tour, discovered a tall man standing over the Gettysburg Address. "Hi," said Quincy. "Hello, child," he said. He was dressed in black from hat to boot, but she wasn't frightened. He had a long face that made her feel sorry for him. "Are you lost?" she asked. "I don't think so," he said, walking through a wall. "You look confused." "Why, I'm right as rain," he said. "Sure?" "Well, not really, no. Ghosts are no good at telling fibs," he said. "You can see right through them." "That is a very silly joke," she said. He returned with a rose. "Truth is, I'm thinking of a dream I had last night," he said. "It's always the same. I'm on a ship, sailing rapidly for some shore I know not where. In my nightmares, I'm in class," she said, "naked as a jaybird, totally embarrassing." "I wouldn't worry, that's a common dream," he said, "like the one where bears have gotten into your cabin." He paced the floor. "You're tall," she said, taking 4 steps to his one. "Do you know how long a man's legs should be?" he asked. "No." "Long enough to reach the floor." She thought this joke was sillier than the last, but she laughed to be polite. "I apologize if I appear restless, but there was so much to do beyond 1865. Our union was so fragile, so uncertain, like that ship on the rocky sea." She led him to the door. "Oh no, I never leave the executive mansion," he protested. "You should," she said. "A lot has changed since 1865, including the name of the executive mansion. We just call it the White House now." The ghost did the flying. The girl answered the questions. "Are the states united?" he asked. "Did that work out?" "Yes, that worked out fine." "And equality for all?" he asked. "That's working out too," she said. "It's getting better all the time." "And man?" he asked. "Does he no longer fuss and fight with his fellow man?" "We're still working on that one." "But I think overall the founding fathers would be proud of our progress. Don't you?" said Quincy. "Why, I think they would be over the moon." "Over the moon, yes. There's one last thing I wanted to show you," she said. "My stars," he said. "We have come a long way. 3 cheers and bally-ho!" His tour was over, and he returned, her to hers, as he began to disappear, one final time. "Knock, knock," she said. "Who's there?" he said. "Orange." "Orange who?" "Orange, you feeling better now?" "That is a very silly joke," he said. That night, Quincy had a dream. She dreamed of a man, a tall man, in a black hat, on a boat moving rapidly toward the rising sun. He was smiling. This one has a really cool afterword. That's something after the story is over that just gives you a little bit more information on the book. And this one in the afterword says, "Mr. Lincoln's Dream. The morning of his assassination, April 14th, 1865, President Lincoln was haunted by a dream from the night before. he told his cabinet members he had seen himself in an indescribable vessel moving rapidly toward an indistinct shore. In fact, this was a dream the president had several times, often before a momentous event. Presidential pooches. The dogs featured in this book are Fala, the Scottish Terrier of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd president; Yuki, the mixed breed of Lyndon Johnson's 36th president; and Rex, the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel of Ronald Reagan, 40th president, who drove the occupants of the White House crazy with his barking at the Lincoln bedroom. So that's kind of interesting. Apparently those dogs did exist, and they did always have something funny with that room. But that's a silly story about Abraham Lincoln, but it also has some poignant points about how we have progressed as a country and maybe places where we need to work a little harder still. Today, for your challenge, since the ghost of Abraham Lincoln no longer needs to be at the White House because he's no longer haunted by the unknown, he wants to go live somewhere else, so you need to build him a cool log cabin. I challenge you to build him a log cabin, just like his usual Abraham Lincoln log cabins, but I challenge you to only use things that you can find in nature. So try using sticks, wood from outside. You can use grass and things like that to tie it together if you need to, or long strands of weeds, whatever you can find. I want to see if you can make this log cabin exclusively out of things that you can find outside in nature. All right, I hope you guys have fun with this one today, and I'd love to see what you guys do, so send me pictures. Thanks again to the Card family who've been doing all of the awesome things. Chile and Remy, I'm just so impressed by you guys every time. And we will see you tomorrow for more historical fiction. Bye.